Hi, I'm Deborah Wonderly with Heart Level Connection, and I'm an intimacy-focused certified trauma recovery coach. That means I help people experience deeper connection with themselves, with other people, and with God or their source of spiritual power or strength. Today, I'd like to share an anxiety-reducing visualization that I use I just call it the table. There are several different renditions of this, but the purpose of this is when life gets really busy, my attention is divided into many different things that need to be taken care of, or maybe I have some strong emotions. As a trauma survivor, I have emotional reactions that can be really powerful, like sadness or anger, or maybe instead of living open-heartedly like I want, I sometimes get feeling hard-hearted, or my heart feels parched and need to be seen and heard, or my need for attunement or connection or intimacy are not getting met. Or sometimes I've just had a crappy day or week or month or year. We've all had those moments which some of us might call stuck on the bull without a roll moments. just really feeling grouchy. Or sometimes I have fear that really takes over. I might get paralyzed into inaction, or I might make decisions that harm myself or others because the fear is driving the show instead of just informing me. So for times like all of these, it's helpful for me to release everything I'm holding on to. And and to do that, I find it helpful to envision a table. And my table can look a lot of different ways. This particular one for this video is going to be a wooden table. And on this table, I imagine placing objects or pictures that represent the things that I want to let go of. So for example, if I have concerns about money, like a lot of people these days do have concerns about money, financial issues. So I'm going to envision something that represents that and put it on the table in my mind's eye. Or I might find a need to release something coming up for me with regard to my family or friends or coworkers. So I visualize something that represents them and put them on the table. Or I may need to put my desires for the future, my hopes, my dreams on the table. Having a desired outcome isn't bad. It's just that sometimes it can become overly important for me that things turn out the way that I want. And then I start insisting and trying to manipulate things to turn out how I want them, and that's not good for me. So it is good for me to acknowledge that I do want things to turn out a certain way and then go ahead and release that outcome. And one way I do that is by envisioning setting this object or thing that represents my desire for the future and just putting that on the table. I might also need to surrender something that represents my worries about the future. And with all the stuff that's happening in the world, it could bring up feelings of fear or anger or sadness. I put those on the table too. There may be medical concerns that I need to let go of. There may be, sometimes I visualize a representation of my strengths and talents, which sometimes might get twisted into behavior that doesn't serve me, such as, for example, rescuing people or offering unsolicited advice. So I put the Superwoman with the cape on the table as well. I might put something that represents my grandiosity or sense of uh, an inflated sense of ego on the table, or also feeling less than others too, which is a representation of ego. If I'm being dishonest, like for example, putting a smile on and saying I'm fine when actually I'm scared or hurting, I might put that on the table. I might need to let go of my trying to control my emotions or fix and manage everything